If you look at most people trying to build wealth in America, it's not a lack of effort holding them back. It's small daily patterns they never question. They work hard, they earn more over time, but somehow they still feel stuck financially. And the reason isn't always income, it's how they manage time, decisions, habits, and the people around them. In this video, we're breaking down 6 real financial areas that quietly shape your future, from how you plan your money, how you spend your free time, how you think strategically, how you manage your calendar, who influences your decisions, and why lifestyle upgrades can secretly destroy your progress, even when your income grows. No fake motivation, no overnight success talk, just practical, real-world financial behavior that separates people who stay stuck from people who actually move forward. If you can fix even a few of these patterns, your financial direction can change faster than you think. Now, let's break it down.
Number 1. Stop living without a written financial plan. Most Americans work hard every day. They go to work, they pay bills, they save a little money when they can. But there is one major problem. Many people never create a written financial plan. They have goals in their head, but they never put those goals on paper. They might say, I want to buy a house someday. I want to retire comfortably. I want to become financially independent. I want to invest more money. The problem is that a goal that only exists in your mind is often forgotten when life gets busy. This is where many people struggle. A few unexpected expenses show up, credit card balances increase, a car repair appears out of nowhere, a medical bill arrives, and suddenly long-term financial goals disappear from focus. Many people believe they have a money problem. In reality, they often have a clarity problem. Without a written plan, it becomes difficult to measure progress. It becomes difficult to identify mistakes. And it becomes almost impossible to stay consistent during difficult seasons. One mistake from the original advice is the idea that journaling is only useful for business owners. That is not true. A written financial plan is valuable for everyone, whether you are a teacher, a truck driver, a nurse, a construction worker, a small business owner. Writing down financial goals creates awareness. And awareness is often the first step toward wealth building. The reality is simple. You cannot improve what you do not track. If you never write down your goals, spending habits, debt balances, investment targets, and monthly progress, you are relying on memory. And memory is not a reliable financial system. The people who make the biggest financial progress are usually not the smartest people in the room. They're often the people who have the clearest plan. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence creates consistency. Consistency creates wealth. The good news is that fixing this problem is much easier than most people think. You do not need a financial advisor. You do not need expensive software, and you certainly do not need to be a math expert. What you need is a simple system that you can follow every week. Start by creating what I call a one-page financial roadmap. On a single sheet of paper, write down your annual income, your monthly expenses, your total savings, your investment accounts, your debt balances, and your financial goals for the next 12 months. This immediately gives you a clear picture of where you stand. Most Americans never do this. As a result, they often underestimate how much they spend and overestimate how much they save. The next step is to create specific financial targets. Instead of saying, I want more money, write, save $5,000 for an emergency fund. Pay off $3,000 of credit card debt. Invest $200 per month into a retirement account. Increase income by $500 per month through a side hustle. Specific goals create specific actions. Another important correction from the original discussion is this. Writing goals down is helpful, but reviewing them regularly is where real progress happens. Many people write goals in January and never look at them again.
Successful wealth builders check their progress frequently. A practical approach is to schedule a 30-minute money review session every Sunday. During that session, ask yourself, did I stay within my spending plan this week? How much did I save? Did I make progress on debt reduction? Did I invest money this month? What financial mistake should I avoid next week? This habit creates accountability, and accountability creates results. For Americans trying to build long-term wealth, another powerful step is automating good financial decisions. Set up automatic transfers for emergency savings, retirement contributions, brokerage investments, debt payments. The less you rely on willpower, the more likely you are to succeed. Remember, systems beat motivation. Motivation comes and goes. A strong financial system keeps working even when you do not feel motivated. The goal is not to create a perfect plan. The goal is to create a plan that helps you make better decisions every month. Because over time, small financial improvements can produce life-changing results. A written financial plan turns wishes into measurable goals. Measurable goals turn into action. Action is what ultimately builds wealth. If you only remember one thing from this discussion, remember this: wealth is rarely built by accident. Most financially successful people do not wake up one day and discover they became wealthy. They create a plan, they track their progress, and they make small improvements over a long period of time. The biggest mistake is waiting for the perfect time to get organized. The perfect time does not exist. The best time is today. Here's your action plan for the next 30 minutes. Step 1. Write down your top 3 financial goals. Ask yourself, what do I want my money to accomplish in the next 12 months? What financial problem causes me the most stress today? What would make my financial life better 1 year from now? Write down only 3 goals, not 10, not 20, just 3. Too many goals create confusion. Clear priorities create momentum. Step 2. Calculate your current financial position. Write down total savings, total investments, total debt, monthly income, monthly expenses. Do not guess. Use real numbers. The truth may be uncomfortable, but clarity is always better than uncertainty. Step 3. Schedule a weekly money review. Put it on your calendar right now. Choose one day every week. Many people prefer Sunday evening. For 30 minutes, review spending, saving, investing, debt progress, and upcoming expenses. Treat this appointment like an important business meeting because your financial future deserves that level of attention. Step 4. Track one important number. Choose one financial metric to focus on. Examples: emergency fund balance, credit card debt balance, net worth, investment account value. Tracking one number consistently creates awareness, and awareness often changes behavior. Key lesson: the people who make the greatest financial progress are not necessarily the people who earn the most money. They are often the people who pay attention to their money consistently. A goal written down becomes a target. A target reviewed regularly becomes a plan. A plan followed consistently becomes financial progress. Do not wait for a higher income to get organized. Get organized first. Then use that organization to create a higher income and a stronger financial future. Today's challenge: before you finish watching this video, write down your 3 biggest financial goals and schedule your first weekly money review session. That simple action could be the beginning of a completely different financial future.
If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe right now because more powerful finance tips are coming ahead.
Number 2. Turn free time into skill building instead of passive entertainment. One of the biggest financial mistakes people make is not how they spend their money, It is how they spend their free time. After a long workday, most people naturally want to relax. There is nothing wrong with watching a movie, scrolling social media, or enjoying a favorite TV show. The problem starts when entertainment becomes the default activity every single day. Many Americans spend hours consuming content, but very little time developing skills that could increase their income. Think about it. A person may spend 2 hours watching Netflix, 1 hour scrolling social media, 30 minutes watching random videos. That can easily become 20 to 25 hours every week. Over an entire year, that adds up to more than 1,000 hours. Now imagine if even a portion of those hours were invested in learning a valuable skill. The financial impact could be enormous. This is where the original advice needs an important correction. The goal is not to eliminate entertainment. Financially successful people watch movies, sports, and TV too. The real difference is balance. They often dedicate part of their free time to activities that improve their future earning power. In today's American economy, skills create opportunities, and opportunities often create income. Many people focus entirely on cutting expenses. They try to save money by skipping coffee, using coupons, or buying cheaper products. Those habits can help, but there is usually no limit to how much you can earn by increasing your value in the marketplace. That is why human capital is one of the most valuable financial assets you own. Human capital simply means your knowledge, skills, experience, and ability to solve problems. The more valuable your skills become, the more opportunities become available. A nurse who earns additional certifications may qualify for higher-paying positions. A tradesperson who learns specialized skills may command higher rates. A marketing professional who learns data analytics may open doors to better jobs. A worker who learns sales may dramatically increase earning potential. The marketplace rewards value, and value is often built during the hours when nobody's watching. This is especially important because many Americans are facing real financial pressure today. Housing costs remain high. Healthcare expenses continue to rise. Everyday living costs have increased in many areas. For many households, simply working harder is not enough. They need to become more valuable. And becoming more valuable usually starts with learning. Your income today is often connected to the skills you developed yesterday. Your income tomorrow will likely be connected to the skills you choose to develop today. That is why free time should not only be viewed as entertainment time, it should also be viewed as an opportunity to invest in yourself. Because the greatest investment is often not a stock, a mutual fund, or a piece of real estate. The greatest investment can be the skills that increase your ability to earn for the rest of your life. The solution is not to work every waking hour. The solution is to become intentional with your free time. Many people believe they need to spend thousands of dollars on college degrees or expensive programs to improve their financial future. That is not always true. Today, some of the most valuable skills can be learned at a very low cost or even for free. The first step is identifying which skills have real market value. Ask yourself, what skill could realistically increase my income within the next 12 months? For many Americans, that answer may include sales, digital marketing, project management, data analysis, bookkeeping, coding, AI tools and automation, public speaking, content creation, skilled trades. The goal is not to learn everything. The goal is to become highly competent in one valuable area. One common mistake is consuming educational content without taking action. People watch videos about success, they listen to podcasts about money, they read books about investing, but they never practice what they learn. Knowledge alone does not create income.
Applied knowledge creates income. For example, if you want to learn sales, practice sales. If you want to learn writing, write. If you want to learn coding, build projects. If you want to learn investing, start studying real companies and managing a small investment account responsibly. The marketplace rewards execution, not just information. Another practical strategy is using the 1-hour rule. Dedicate just 1 hour each day to skill development. That may not sound impressive, but 1 hour per day equals 7 hours per week, about 30 hours per month, more than 350 hours per year. Few people stay consistent for that long. Those who do often separate themselves financially from the average worker. Another correction to the original idea is important. Not every skill needs to become a side hustle. Sometimes a skill helps you earn a promotion, negotiate a higher salary, improve job security, transition into a better industry. All of those outcomes can improve your financial future. You should also focus on skills that solve real problems. Businesses pay people who help them increase revenue, save time, reduce costs, improve efficiency, serve customers better. The bigger the problem you can solve, the more valuable you often become. A practical USA-focused example. Instead of spending 10 hours each week consuming random social media content, imagine spending those 10 hours learning AI productivity tools, project management software, or advanced Excel skills. Within a year, those skills could potentially help qualify you for a higher-paying role or additional freelance opportunities. That is a completely different financial outcome from simply consuming entertainment. The objective is balance. Enjoy entertainment, spend time with family, take breaks, relax when needed, but reserve part of your free time for growth. Because every hour invested in building valuable skills has the potential to generate returns for years to come. Entertainment feels good today. Skills can continue paying you tomorrow, next year, and even decades from now. If you want to improve your financial future, start by changing one simple question. Instead of asking, "How can I make more money?" ask, "How can I become more valuable?" Money often follows value. The people who consistently increase their skills tend to create more opportunities for themselves over time. The best part? You do not need to overhaul your entire life starting today. Small, consistent actions are enough. Step 1. Identify one high-value skill. Choose one skill that could realistically improve your income or career within the next year. Examples: sales, project management, AI tools, data analysis, digital marketing, public speaking, coding, skilled trades. Pick one, not 5, not 10. Focus creates progress. Step 2. Schedule 1 hour per day. Open your calendar right now. Block 1 hour each day for skill development. Treat it like an important appointment, because it is. Many people schedule entertainment. Very few people schedule self-improvement. The people who do often gain a long-term advantage. Step 3. Create more than you consume. For every hour you spend learning, spend time practicing. For example, learning writing? Write. Learning sales? Practice sales conversations. Learning coding? Build projects. Learning investing? Analyze real companies. Remember, practice turns information into skill. Step 4. Track your learning progress. At the end of every week, ask, what did I learn? What did I practice? What result did I create? What should I improve next week? Progress becomes easier when it is measured. Step 5. Reduce one low-value activity. You do not need to eliminate all entertainment. Simply identify one activity that consumes too much time. Maybe it is endless social media scrolling, random YouTube videos, excessive TV watching. Reduce it slightly. Use that time to invest in yourself instead. Even 30 extra minutes per day adds up dramatically over a year. Key lesson: most people focus on saving money. Fewer people focus on increasing their earning power. Both matter, but increasing your value can have a much larger long-term impact.
You can only cut expenses so far. You can continue increasing your skills for the rest of your life. Your future income is often hiding inside the skills you have not learned yet. The more value you create, the more opportunities you create. The more opportunities you create, the stronger your financial future becomes. Today's challenge: before you finish this video, choose one skill you want to master. Schedule 1 hour of learning tomorrow. Take one action that moves you from learning to doing. Do not wait until next month. Do not wait until next year. Start building the skill that your future self will thank you for. Number 3, create strategic thinking time instead of constant busyness. Many Americans are busy all day long. They wake up early, they rush to work, they answer emails, they attend meetings, they pay bills, they take care of family responsibilities, then they go to bed and do it all again the next day. The problem is that being busy and making progress are not always the same thing. In fact, one of the most common financial mistakes is confusing activity with achievement. People often spend years working harder without ever asking an important question. Am I actually moving toward the financial future I want? This is where the original discussion about Bill Gates' famous Think Week contains an important factual correction. The idea of taking dedicated time to think strategically is valuable. However, Bill Gates is not the richest person in the world today, and copying a billionaire's exact routine is not necessary for financial success. The real lesson is much simpler.
Successful people regularly create time to evaluate their direction, not just their effort. Many workers focus on working more hours. Many investors focus on checking stock prices. Many business owners focus on daily operations. But very few people schedule time to step back and evaluate the bigger picture. As a result, they may spend years solving the wrong problem. For example, a person may believe they need a second job, but after careful reflection, they may realize they need a higher-paying career instead. Someone may think they need better investments, but the real problem might be uncontrolled spending. Another person may believe they need more income, but the actual issue could be high-interest debt draining their cash flow. Without strategic thinking time, these problems often remain hidden. This issue has become even more important in modern America. People are constantly surrounded by distractions, social media notifications, breaking news, emails, text messages, streaming platforms, endless online content. Many people spend hours consuming information, but almost no time analyzing their own lives. As a result, they become reactive instead of intentional. They spend their days responding to whatever appears in front of them. Meanwhile, their long-term financial goals receive very little attention. One of the biggest wealth-building advantages is clarity, and clarity rarely comes from constant noise. It usually comes from quiet reflection. That does not mean disappearing into a cabin for a week. It simply means creating regular moments where you can think without distractions. Ask yourself, where is my money going? What financial mistakes am I repeating? What is slowing down my progress? What opportunity am I ignoring? What should I focus on during the next 90 days? These questions often produce more value than hours of random financial content online, because the answers apply directly to your life. The people who make the greatest financial progress are often not the busiest people. They are the people who periodically pause, evaluate, adjust, and then move forward with greater focus. Working hard matters, but working hard in the right direction matters even more. And that direction becomes clearer when you make time to think strategically about your financial future. The solution is not to work less. The solution is to think more intentionally. Most people already know how to stay busy. What they often lack is a system for evaluating whether their effort is producing the results they want. A practical approach is scheduling what I call
A personal financial strategy session. This is not a complicated process. You do not need spreadsheets filled with advanced formulas. You simply need uninterrupted time to review your financial life objectively. A good starting point is setting aside 30 to 60 minutes once per week. During that time, turn off notifications, put away social media, avoid multitasking, focus only on your financial goals and decisions. Think of yourself as the CEO of your own financial life. Every successful business reviews performance regularly. Your household finances deserve the same level of attention. One useful exercise is conducting a personal financial audit. Ask yourself, what financial decision helped me the most this month? What financial decision hurt me the most? What unnecessary expense can I eliminate? What opportunity could increase my income? What financial risk should I prepare for? These questions often reveal opportunities that are easy to miss during a busy week. Another powerful strategy is using 90-day financial goals instead of focusing only on distant long-term goals. Many people say, I want to retire comfortably. I want to become wealthy. I want financial freedom. Those are excellent goals, but they are too far away to guide daily action. Instead, ask, what can I realistically improve within the next 90 days? Examples include paying off $1,000 of credit card debt, saving $2,000 for emergencies, increasing retirement contributions, learning a new income-producing skill, negotiating a salary increase. Short-term targets create momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence encourages consistency. Another correction to the original discussion is important. Strategic thinking should not become endless thinking. Some people spend so much time planning that they never take action. Analysis without action creates no results. Action without analysis creates unnecessary mistakes. The goal is balance. Think, plan, then execute. Many successful professionals follow a simple framework: reflect, decide, act. Reflect on what is happening. Decide what needs to change. Act on the decision, then repeat the process. For Americans facing rising living costs, economic uncertainty, or retirement concerns, this habit becomes especially valuable. The people who adapt fastest often gain an advantage, and adaptation begins with awareness. You cannot improve a problem you never identify. That is why strategic thinking time is not a luxury. It is part of responsible financial management. A few focused hours each month can prevent years of financial frustration. Because sometimes the biggest breakthrough is not working harder. Sometimes it is recognizing a better path forward. Clarity helps you make better decisions. Better decisions create better outcomes. Better outcomes build long-term wealth. If there is one lesson to remember from this section, it is this: being busy is not the same as being productive. Many people spend years working harder and harder, yet their financial situation barely changes. Why? Because effort alone does not guarantee progress. Direction matters. And direction becomes clearer when you regularly evaluate your financial life. Step 1. Schedule your first financial strategy session. Open your calendar today. Choose a specific day and time this week. Block out at least 30 minutes. Treat this appointment seriously. No social media, no television, no distractions, just focused thinking. Most people schedule meetings with other people. Very few people schedule meetings with themselves. Start doing that. Step 2. Review your current financial reality. During your strategy session, answer these questions honestly. How much money did I save this month? How much debt do I currently have? What financial goal am I actively working toward? What is my biggest financial challenge right now? What is one thing I can improve immediately? Do not judge yourself. Simply gather information.
Awareness is the starting point of improvement. Step 3. Identify one high-impact change. Do not try to fix everything at once. Choose one financial improvement. Examples: pay an extra $100 toward debt, increase retirement contributions, cancel an unused subscription, build an emergency fund, learn a higher income skill. One focused change is usually more effective than 10 random changes. Step 4. Set a 90-day financial goal. Ask yourself, where do I want to be financially 90 days from now? Then make the goal measurable. Instead of saying, I want to save more money, write, I will save $1,500 within the next 90 days. Specific goals create clear action plans. Step 5. Repeat every week. Financial success is not created by one strategy session. It is created by consistent review and adjustment. Every week, review progress, identify obstacles, make adjustments, and continue moving forward. Small improvements compound over time. Key lesson: most financial problems do not appear overnight, and most financial success is not created overnight either. Both are usually the result of repeated decisions. That is why regular reflection is so powerful. It allows you to catch mistakes early. It helps you identify opportunities faster, and it keeps you focused on what truly matters. The people who build wealth are not always the hardest workers. They are often the people who make the best decisions consistently, and better decisions begin with clear thinking. Today's challenge: before the end of today, schedule your first 30-minute financial strategy session. Write down your biggest financial challenge. Write down one action you will take during the next 7 days. Do not wait until next month. Do not wait until next year. Give yourself the space to think, because one good financial decision can be worth more than hundreds of hours of unfocused effort. Work hard, think clearly, move with purpose. That combination can transform your financial future.
Number 4. Master your calendar before your calendar controls you. One of the biggest reasons people struggle financially is not a lack of intelligence, it is a lack of intentional time management. Most Americans have good intentions. They want to save more money, learn new skills, exercise regularly, start investing, build a side income, spend more time with family. Yet year after year, many of those goals never happen. Why? Because they never make time for them. Instead, they rely on good intentions. And unfortunately, good intentions do not create results. Schedules create results. A common mistake people make is believing they will find time later. They tell themselves, I'll start investing next month. I'll learn that new skill when things calm down. I'll create a budget next weekend. I'll work on my side hustle when I'm less busy. The problem is that life rarely becomes less busy. New responsibilities always appear, new bills arrive, new obligations compete for attention. If something important is not scheduled, it often gets pushed aside. This is where the original discussion about block scheduling contains an important correction. The goal is not to schedule every minute of your life. You do not need a calendar that tracks every 5-minute activity like some executives do. For most people, that approach is unrealistic and difficult to maintain. The real lesson is much simpler.
What gets scheduled gets done, and what does not get scheduled often gets ignored. Think about how many financial goals fail because they never receive dedicated time. For example, someone wants to learn investing, but every evening becomes watching TV, scrolling social media, running errands, reacting to whatever happens. Weeks become months, months become years, and the goal never moves forward. The same thing happens with budgeting, debt payoff plans, retirement planning, career development, side businesses. The issue is not motivation, the issue is structure. Many people live in reaction mode. Their day is controlled by emails, texts, phone calls, and emergencies. As a result, their financial future receives whatever time happens to be left over. Usually, that means very little time. Successful people often approach time differently. They recognize that time is their most valuable resource. Money lost can often be earned again. Time cannot. That is why they deliberately create space for high-value activities. Activities like financial planning, learning new skills, career development, exercise, family time, long-term projects. These things do not happen by accident. They happen because time was reserved for them. One of the biggest financial advantages you can create is learning how to protect your schedule from unnecessary distractions. Because every time you say yes to something unimportant, you may be saying no to something that could improve your future. A budget tells your money where to go. A calendar tells your time where to go. And just like money, time tends to disappear when it is not managed intentionally. That is why mastering your calendar is not just a productivity skill, it's a wealth-building skill. Because your financial future is often shaped by what you repeatedly do with the hours you control each day.
The solution is not to become more busier. The solution is to become more intentional. Most people already have enough hours in the day. The challenge is that those hours are often spent reacting instead of planning. A simple way to fix this is through time blocking. Time blocking means assigning specific blocks of time to important activities before the week begins. Instead of hoping you will find time to work on your goals, you reserve that time in advance. Think of your calendar as a financial plan for your time. Every hour should have a purpose, not every minute, but every important hour. For example, a working professional might schedule Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., skill development. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., financial planning. Sunday, 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., weekly money review. Notice something important. These activities are scheduled before distractions appear. That dramatically increases the likelihood that they actually happen. Another useful strategy is identifying your highest value activities. These are the activities most likely to improve your future. Examples include studying for a professional certification, applying for higher-paying jobs, building a side business, learning investment principles, improving job-related skills, creating a budget and financial plan. Many people spend too much time on urgent tasks and not enough time on important tasks. Urgent tasks demand attention immediately. Important tasks create long-term results. The problem is that important tasks rarely feel urgent. Nobody forces you to invest. Nobody forces you to learn a new skill. Nobody forces you to create a retirement plan. But neglecting those activities can become very expensive over time. Another practical strategy is using the weekly planning method. Every Sunday evening, spend 15 to 20 minutes planning the upcoming week. Ask yourself, what are my top 3 priorities? When will I work on them? What obstacles might appear? How can I prepare in advance? This simple habit reduces decision fatigue during the week. Instead of constantly asking, what should I do now? You already know, because you planned it. The original discussion also mentioned calendars used by highly successful people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates. While that can be inspiring, most people do not need executive-level scheduling systems. What matters is consistency. A simple calendar that you actually use is better than a complicated system you abandon after 2 weeks. The goal is sustainability, not perfection. You should also protect your most productive hours. Some people think best in the morning. Others perform better in the evening. Identify your peak energy period and reserve it for activities that matter most. Do not waste your highest energy hours on low-value distractions if you can avoid it. Remember, your calendar reveals your priorities.
Not your intentions, not your wishes, your actual schedule. If something is truly important, it should appear on your calendar, because goals without time allocated to them often remain dreams. Successful financial planning requires intentional time management. Intentional time management creates consistent action. Consistent action creates long-term financial results.
If you want to improve your financial future, start by taking control of your schedule. Because whether you realize it or not, your calendar is already shaping your future. Every hour is an investment. The only question is, what are you investing it in? Many people spend years saying they want to improve their finances, yet they never schedule time to make it happen. As a result, their goals remain ideas instead of becoming reality. The good news? You can begin changing that today. Step 1. Open your calendar right now. Use whatever system works for you. It could be Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Outlook, a paper planner, a notebook. The tool is not important. Consistency is. Step 2. Schedule 3 financial growth blocks this week. Reserve time for activities that improve your future. Examples: learning a valuable skill, reviewing your budget, researching investments, updating your resume, working on a side business, paying down debt strategically. Start small. Even 3 30-minute blocks can make a difference. Step 3. Identify your biggest time wasters. Be honest. Where does your time actually go? Common examples include endless social media scrolling, excessive TV watching, random internet browsing, unnecessary phone use. You do not need to eliminate these activities completely. Simply reduce them, then redirect some of that time toward activities that create value. Step 4. Create a weekly planning habit. Choose one day every week. Many people prefer Sunday evening. Spend 15 to 20 minutes planning the upcoming week. Ask, what are my top priorities? When will I work on them? What financial goal will receive dedicated time? Planning reduces stress and it increases follow-through. Step 5. Protect your most important time block. Treat your growth time like a doctor's appointment. Do not cancel it unless absolutely necessary. The people who make consistent progress are often the people who consistently protect their priorities. Key lesson: most people do not fail because they lack goals. They fail because they never create time for those goals. Your calendar is more than a productivity tool. It is a reflection of your priorities. If learning, saving, investing, and building wealth are important to you, those activities should have a place on your schedule. What gets scheduled gets attention. What gets attention improves. What improves consistently can transform your financial future. Today's challenge: before you leave this video, open your calendar. Schedule 3 financial growth sessions for the next 7 days. Remove one activity that wastes too much time. Protect those time blocks as if they were important appointments, because they are. Your future income, your future opportunities, and your future financial freedom may depend on how you use the next few hours, not just the next few years. Manage your time intentionally. Manage your money wisely. And give your goals a place on your calendar before life fills that space for you. Number 5. Build a stronger financial network that pulls you forward. One of the most overlooked financial challenges in America is not income, it is influence. Most people understand that money matters. Most people understand that investing matters. But very few people stop and ask, who is influencing my financial decisions every day? The reality is that your environment affects your behavior more than you may realize. The people around you influence how you think about money, how you spend money, how you save money, how you invest money, how ambitious you become. This does not mean you should judge people based on their income, and it certainly does not mean you should stop caring about friends or family members who earn less money.
That would be the wrong lesson. The real lesson is that the conversations you hear regularly tend to shape your mindset over time. If everyone around you constantly complains about money but never discusses solutions, eventually that mindset can become normal. If everyone around you believes investing is too risky, you may avoid investing. If everyone around you believes financial success is impossible, you may stop trying to improve your situation. This is where the original discussion needs an important correction. The idea that you automatically become the average of the 5 people around you is an oversimplification. Human behavior is more complex than that. However, there is still a valuable truth underneath the statement.
Your environment can either support your growth or limit it. For example, imagine 2 different situations. In the first group, people regularly discuss new skills, career growth, investing, business ideas, financial goals. In the second group, conversations focus almost entirely on complaints, gossip, excuses, short-term entertainment. Which environment is more likely to help someone grow financially? The answer is obvious. The people around you do not determine your future, but they can strongly influence your expectations of what is possible. This is especially important today because financial information is more accessible than ever before. You no longer need to personally know a millionaire to learn from successful people. You can learn through podcasts, books, professional communities, networking events, industry groups, online educational platforms. In many cases, your professional network can create opportunities that hard work alone cannot create. A job opportunity, a business partnership, a valuable introduction, a career recommendation, a mentor relationship. These opportunities often come through people, not advertisements, not applications, people. That is why networking is not simply a career strategy, it is often a financial strategy. The biggest mistake many people make is waiting until they need help before building relationships. Successful networking works differently. You build relationships before you need them. You provide value. You learn from others. You stay curious. And over time, trust develops. The goal is not to collect business cards. The goal is not to impress people. The goal is to surround yourself with individuals who encourage growth, accountability, learning, and opportunity. Because financial success is rarely a completely solo journey. The people you learn from, work with, and connect with can play a meaningful role in your future progress. The right information can change your thinking. The right skill can change your income. The right relationship can change your opportunities. And sometimes, one conversation can change all 3.
Improving your financial network does not mean becoming overly social or forcing fake relationships. It means being intentional about the people and environments you engage with. The goal is simple. Spend more time around people, ideas, and conversations that move you forward financially. One of the most practical ways to start is by upgrading your information sources. Instead of only consuming random entertainment or negative news, shift part of your attention toward personal finance podcasts, business and investing books, career development content, industry-specific YouTube channels, professional newsletters. This alone begins to reshape how you think about money, because what you repeatedly listen to eventually becomes your normal mindset. Next, focus on building what can be called a growth environment. This is any space where learning, ambition, and improvement are common. Examples include local business meetups, real estate investor groups, tech or coding communities, trade skill apprenticeship programs, online professional communities like LinkedIn groups. You do not need to be the most experienced person in the room. In fact, being slightly behind in knowledge can be an advantage because it keeps you learning. Another powerful strategy is learning how to approach networking without pressure. Many people avoid networking because they think it means asking for favors, but strong networking is actually based on value exchange. Instead of asking, "Can you help me get a job?" start with, What can I learn from this person? What value can I offer them? What knowledge can I gain from their experience? This shift in mindset makes networking feel more natural and less transactional. In the USA, one of the most effective entry points into better networks is through your current job or industry. You can talk to more experienced colleagues, ask smart, respectful questions, show curiosity about their career path, volunteer for projects that increase visibility. People often underestimate how many opportunities exist inside their current environment. Another practical method is using online platforms strategically. LinkedIn, for example, is not just a job board. It is a professional visibility tool. You can share what you are learning, connect with people in your field, follow industry leaders, engage in meaningful discussions. You do not need thousands of connections. You need the right connections. Quality matters more than quantity. A critical correction to common advice is also important here. Networking is not about pretending to be someone you are not. People respond better to authenticity than to exaggeration. Trying to impress others often backfires, but being genuinely curious and respectful builds long-term trust, and trust is what leads to real opportunities. Finally, remember that networking is not a one-time action. It is a long-term habit. Small interactions over time often lead to meaningful outcomes later. A short conversation today, a helpful message tomorrow, a shared idea next week. These moments may seem small individually, but over time they compound into relationships that can open doors you did not expect. You do not need to know everyone. You need to know the right people and let them know you exist.
If you want to change your financial future, you cannot do it in isolation. At some point, your opportunities will be influenced by people. That is why building the right network is not optional. It is part of long-term financial growth. But the key is this: you don't need hundreds of connections. You need a few meaningful ones, and you can start building them today. Step 1. Identify your current network reality. Ask yourself honestly, who do I spend most of my time talking to? Do these conversations help me grow financially? Are people around me focused on improvement or just survival? Do I feel more motivated or less motivated after these interactions? This is not about judging others. It is about understanding your environment, because awareness is the first step to change. Step 2. Follow 3 to 5 people who are ahead of you financially. Go online and intentionally choose mentors you don't personally know yet. They can be entrepreneurs, investors, skilled professionals, career builders, financial educators. Start learning from people who are already where you want to go. Pay attention to how they think, how they make decisions, how they talk about money. Exposure changes perspective. Perspective changes behavior. Step 3. Start one small conversation this week. You do not need to network aggressively. Start simple. Examples? Ask a colleague how they developed a skill. Comment meaningfully on someone's LinkedIn post. Message someone with a respectful question. Join one online discussion in your field. Keep it natural, keep it respectful, keep it low pressure. Consistency matters more than intensity. Step 4. Add yourself to one growth environment. Pick one place where better conversations happen. It could be a professional group, a local meetup, an online community, a training program, a workshop or seminar. You don't need to be the expert. You just need to be present, because opportunity often comes from proximity. Step 5. Remove one negative influence. Be honest with yourself. Is there any environment that consistently pulls you backward? Examples? Constant complaining groups, negative social media feeds, people who discourage growth, endless unproductive conversations. You don't need to cut people off, but you can reduce exposure. What you repeatedly consume
shapes how you think. Key lesson: financial success is rarely built alone, not because you depend on others, but because the right people can expand your thinking, increase your opportunities, introduce new paths, encourage better decisions. Your network does not define your future, but it can strongly influence how fast and how far you grow. Today's challenge? Before the day ends, follow at least 3 people who are financially ahead of you. Start one meaningful conversation, online or offline. Join or research one growth-focused community. Identify one negative influence to reduce. Small steps matter because networks are not built in one day. They are built through repeated, intentional actions. Your future opportunities often depend on who you start connecting with today.
Friends, if you've learned something from this video so far, give it a like, share your opinion in the comments, and subscribe to stay with us.
Number 6. Stop letting lifestyle inflation destroy your income growth. One of the most surprising financial problems in America is not low income. It is what happens after income increases. Many people believe that making more money automatically leads to financial freedom, but in reality, that is not always true. A person can go from earning $40,000 a year to $70,000 a year and still feel financially stuck, sometimes even worse than before. Why does this happen? Because spending quietly increases along with income. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is one of the biggest reasons people fail to build long-term wealth. At first, it does not look dangerous. When income rises, people naturally want to improve their life. They upgrade small things, a better apartment, a newer car, more frequent dining out, higher subscription services, more expensive shopping habits. Individually, each change feels reasonable, but together, they slowly consume the extra income. This creates a hidden trap. From the outside, life looks better, but financially, nothing really changes. This is why many Americans feel like they are working harder but staying in the same place. Another important issue is that lifestyle inflation is not always emotional. Sometimes it is social. People compare their lives to friends, co-workers, and social media lifestyles. They see better cars, bigger homes, expensive vacations, constant upgrades, and slowly comparison becomes pressure. That pressure changes spending behavior. A person does not always realize it, but they start adjusting their lifestyle to match what they see around them. This is especially common in cities with higher living costs, where social expectations are also higher. Here's the deeper problem.
Income increases are visible. Spending increases are silent. A raise feels exciting. A bonus feels like progress. A new job feels like a breakthrough. But if spending rises at the same speed, net wealth does not grow. This creates a frustrating situation. Income is higher, stress is still present, savings are still low. Financial security does not improve. Over time, this leads to confusion. People start asking, I make more money now, so why am I not getting ahead? The answer is often not income, it is behavior after income increases. Another misconception is that financial success is about earning more only. In reality, wealth is often determined by the gap between what you earn versus what you keep. If that gap does not grow, wealth does not grow. Even high-income earners can live paycheck to paycheck if lifestyle inflation is strong enough. This is why some people with modest incomes build wealth faster than people earning much more, because they control spending when income grows. They protect the gap. The problem becomes even more serious in today's environment. Credit cards, buy now, pay later services, and easy financing make upgrades feel painless. A person can improve their lifestyle instantly without feeling the real financial impact, but the debt or payments remain in the background. That creates a false sense of affordability. Over time, financial pressure builds quietly, not suddenly, not loudly, but consistently. This is why lifestyle inflation is dangerous. It does not feel like a mistake while it is happening. It feels like progress, but later it becomes a barrier to financial freedom. The key misunderstanding is this: more income does not automatically create more wealth. Only controlled spending and intentional saving do. Without awareness, income growth becomes consumption growth instead of wealth growth. And that is the core problem many Americans face without even realizing it.
The solution to lifestyle inflation is not living like you are broke forever. That is not realistic. The solution is learning how to upgrade your life without upgrading your financial pressure. The first and most important step is understanding this rule. Every income increase needs a plan before it hits your bank account. Most people fail here. They get a raise, a bonus, or a better job and immediately adjust their lifestyle. Instead, you should decide in advance how much will be saved, how much will be invested, how much can be spent. This simple decision creates control before emotion takes over. A very effective strategy is called the
50-30-20 expansion rule. When your income increases, instead of increasing spending first, you split it like this. 50% goes to savings and investments, 30% improves your quality of life, 20% goes toward debt reduction or financial goals. This way, your life improves, but your wealth also grows at the same time. Another powerful fix is learning to delay upgrades. Most financial pressure does not come from need, it comes from timing. For example, you get a raise, you immediately want a new car. You move jobs, you want a bigger apartment. You get extra income, you increase lifestyle spending. Instead, apply a 30 to 60-day delay rule. When income increases, wait at least 1 to 2 months before making any lifestyle changes. This removes emotional decision-making, and it gives you time to see the money actually accumulate. Another important correction is about perception. Many people think financial freedom comes from increasing income, but in reality, financial freedom comes from increasing the gap between income and expenses. That gap is what you keep, and what you keep becomes savings, investments, emergency funds, retirement growth. So instead of focusing only on earning more, focus on protecting your margin. A practical method is automating your financial discipline. Before you even see your paycheck, automatically transfer money to savings, automatically invest in retirement accounts, automatically pay down debt. This removes temptation, because if money is sitting in your checking account, it becomes easier to spend. But if it moves automatically, it starts building wealth in the background. Another key strategy is upgrading experiences, not liabilities. Not every lifestyle improvement needs to increase financial pressure. For example, instead of buying a new car, you can take better care of your current car, invest in comfort improvements, save for a future upgrade without debt. Instead of moving into a more expensive home immediately, you can improve your current living space, optimize your rent-to-income ratio, focus on long-term housing planning. The goal is not to avoid enjoyment. The goal is to avoid financial overload. One more important habit is tracking your wealth growth rate. Ask yourself monthly, is my net worth increasing? Or is my spending increasing at the same speed as my income? If income rises but savings do not, that is a warning sign, because that means lifestyle inflation is absorbing your progress. Finally, always remember this principle. You do not become wealthy by how much you earn, you become wealthy by how much you keep and grow. That is the real correction to lifestyle inflation, not restriction, but structure.
If you want real financial progress in America, you must understand one simple truth. Every raise, bonus, or income boost is a test. It tests whether you will build wealth or just upgrade your lifestyle. Most people fail this test without realizing it, because they never set rules for their money in advance. The good news is, you can start controlling this today. Step 1. Freeze your current lifestyle for now. Look at your current situation and make a decision. For the next income increase, do not upgrade anything immediately. That means no new car purchase, no apartment upgrade, no unnecessary lifestyle spending jump. Just maintain your current lifestyle for now. This creates space for your money to grow. Step 2. Create your income increase plan. Write this down before your next paycheck or raise. When my income increases, I will save at least 50%, invest at least 20 to 30%, and only use 20 to 30% for lifestyle improvements. This removes emotional spending decisions because the decision is already made.
Pre-planned money always performs better than emotional money. Step 3. Set a 60-day delay rule. Anytime you feel like upgrading your lifestyle, apply this rule. Wait 60 days before making the purchase. This includes electronics, cars, expensive clothes, new subscriptions, lifestyle upgrades. Most urgent spending desires disappear with time. And if it still makes sense after 60 days, you can decide more clearly. Step 4. Track one simple number. Choose one key metric: net worth, savings balance, investment total, debt reduction progress. Check it once a month. If this number is not increasing, something is wrong, because your goal is not just higher income. Your goal is higher retained wealth. Step 5. Redirect lifestyle upgrades into financial upgrades. Instead of spending all extra income, redirect part of it. Build an emergency fund, start investing consistently, pay off high-interest debt, increase retirement contributions. This allows your life to improve without losing control. Key lesson: lifestyle inflation is not about being irresponsible. It is about being unplanned. When income rises without structure, spending naturally rises too. But when income has rules, wealth begins to grow. Financial freedom is not about how much you earn. It is about how much of your income you protect and grow over time. Today's challenge: before today ends, write your income increase plan: savings, investment, spending split. Identify one lifestyle upgrade you will delay for 60 days. Choose one financial metric to track monthly. Commit to not upgrading your lifestyle immediately after any income increase. Small decisions today protect your future freedom, because wealth is built in small decisions repeated over time. Control your upgrades. Control your money. Control your future.
That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next Smart Money video.